little bit disappointing as a spectacle, but great for you to win an 11th title, Phil.
For me, fantastic, obviously, you know. And it was weird because the crowd, when it was 1-0, it was like Dave's going to win 6-1, then 2-0 up, he's going to win 6-2. And it was always in the back of my mind that Dave is one of them players. He's like a Gary Anderson in Adrian Lewis. Once he gets his confidence, then he's going to run away with it. Even when I was 5-0 up and he was coming back then, the 1-6-4 for me was a massive shock. Because I'm thinking he's got his confidence is coming in.
That was the highest check out of the tournament.
Yeah, but he was getting more. His confidence was growing as he was, you know, that last set then. So it's head on, down, up. You know what I mean? You've got to. Sorry, but it's my job. And I feel sorry for Dave. I really do. You know, it's his first major final.
But he'll learn from this, though, won't he?
Of course he is. He's going to be around when I'm dead and gone. He's going to be, you know, he's going to be the kid in a few years' time. He's still learning, you know. His capability. He's you know, his. I'm going to say his skill is next to nothing. You know, he's brilliant.
It got a bit like pantomime at one stage, the crowd booing you when you were missing doubles.
I was going in and going, boo. I was on 9 darts going, boo. Thinking, oh, shut up. But, you know, they wanted Dave to just make a game of it, really. You know, I'm very sorry. These people have paid good money, came out to see us, and it's been a bit of a whitewash, you know, and I'm sorry about that, but that's my job, you know. It's sometimes it happens in boxing. You get knocked out in the first 10 seconds, and
Rod, it's not easy for these young players when this guy's around, is it?
No, I mean, he's welcome to the PDC at the top level for Dave Chisholm. As Phil said, he's a great player. But I've got to ask you, how much of last night, you know, the winding up and whatever, got you so motivated for today to just get up there and prove that you still are the governor?
It's not, I'm not trying to go out there and destroy anybody or to prove anything, really. I'm just enjoying what's left of my career. And go and keep trying and win tournaments, you know. I might not even be here next year. You just don't never know, you know. So every time I'm in a major final or get down to the semis, then I think the last 8 is the big escape for me, to be honest. It's a kick. You've got to get ready. You've got to, you know, push forward, keep running forward for that final hurdle, really. And I appreciate it, you know. God bless. I'm in the final and I've gone and won it. So.
What about your practice regime? Do you get in here like some of them do, you know, 4, 5, 6 hours before, or do you turn up because you're all tuning up an hour before and just move into it so you stay fresh and alert?
I get here about 3 hours early. And the reason I get it 3 hours early because I do the interviews with Sky and for Dave Allen, whatever he needs me to do, and then it gives me 2 hours then to get ready. A good hour really is enough for me now. You know, I've been practicing for 27, 28 years. So the practicing side of it, I've been going to the Patriots pub down in Kilmainham, so they are fantastic. I mean, they are one good, brilliant dart team. Anybody in Ireland will tell you they're very, very good. So I've had some good sparring partners this week. You know, Joe, there's been Dave, there's been a young lady down there who's been playing me, and she's getting 140, ton. I mean, it's brilliant. Robin, her name Robin, it's coming in my head. I'm thinking Batman and Robin. But they were brilliant. I mean, they are one top team, and it's the best practice, you know, coming up for this.
I've got to ask you one last thing. What went through your mind when the first leg he wins when he brushed you? Sorry to down on them because you played brilliant, but I had to ask you, you know, what went through your mind?
I get cross with you.
The only leg he's won and he's brushed me.
I wasn't too bothered about it. Once he got in front, then I was just concentrating on winning the next leg, really, you know. It doesn't really matter. If they brush you, so what? You know, 5 sets to 0 up here. So it's a matter of keep concentrating. You know, it got to a stage when it was hard to concentrate because you do feel sorry for Dave. You know, I like him. He's a lovely person, Dave is. But he would have done the same to me. And I've got to, you know, step back and think, if it was the other way around, would you do the same to me? Yes, you would. Well, I remember Dennis Prissy once, he was 5-0 up and the fan was saying, come on, 6-0. And even though we're best of pals, that's the way you've got to be. You know, you've got to have that little bit of a killer in you. In any sport, whether it's football, golf, cricket, boxing, whatever, you have got to have that killer in you.
Well, he showed that against Van Gerwen, didn't he, when he beat Van Gerwen, Chizzy?
He said beforehand, we're not allowed to bet, but if I could have bet, I would have had a bet on Dave Chisholm that night. Even though Michael came back at him, when he was 2-0 up, Michael came back to 2 each. And I did think Michael's going to win it now. But he didn't. And then Dave showed his style, you know, he showed what he can do, so fair play to him.
Who are you keeping an eye on going into the World Championship?
Who's going to be good this year?
Because Adrian Lewis didn't deliver what we were quite expecting, but he's playing well. Van Gerwen's playing well, Chizzy's playing well. It's going to be difficult this year, isn't it?
I think Barney was playing well. I thought Barney was going to do well this week. I really did. After the weekend, his confidence was high. Adrian Lewis is always going to be around in the World Championship because the format suits him. He's a heavy scorer, you know. With the double in, double out, it's difficult. Plus against Justin, it's very difficult to get a rhythm. When he gets a rhythm, then, you know, you're going to be up against it. Michael Van Gerwen, what can I say about Michael Van Gerwen? He's brilliant. Chiz is another one. You know, with the World Championships, it'd you know, been a different game altogether.
Do you think he's got the consistency though in his game, Chizzy?
At the minute, I think I think it's the first final. Whether it's me or not, I don't know. But his head was a little bit not right on the game. I don't think. You know, he was in the practice board. He was getting annoyed with himself a little bit, and I pick up on all this. So I'm thinking he's getting annoyed now. Wait till you get up there when I start hitting scores. You know. So all this goes through your head. You know, you've got to think like this, Steve. You've got to be professional. You've got to get up there, and you've got to look after your family. You know, and that's what I get paid to do.
And that's what motivates you still, is it?
It's the motivation is for me. I've always been motivated. Whatever I do, if I play anything, I won't never play golf because I'll get addicted to it. If I play snooker, I'll get addicted to it. So the game I love is darts, and I want to get, you know, keep going as much as I can, keep winning what I can until the day I retire. You know.
Every player will be wondering when that's going to be. Sooner the better, they'll be thinking.
You'll have to catch me, lads, I tell you.
I can remember saying it a few years ago, they ought to all have a chip round, give you a couple of million quid to pack up. That's probably
enough.
the best advice I ever gave them.
2 million's right enough.
So, going into the World Championship, 17 titles is the key.
Well,
do you think you can do that?
Yeah, this is a big jump now for the World Championships. You know, get back home. Get back in the treadmill, get back doing what you do, you know, get back in that gym, because I've not been in the gym for about a month. Get back in there, do everything what you should be doing, eat properly, do everything right, you know, and if you do that, if you look after yourself, I think you do get the rewards, you know. As Barry Earns said, this is a game on capability, you know, you get paid for performance, and that's the truth.
Wish you well in the build-up to it, and we'll see you in the Grand Slam.
Can I just say one thing, please,
yeah, go on,
before I go? I want to wish Paddy Quirk all the best. He had a really unfortunate accident a few years ago where he's paralysed, but now he's getting better. So I'm over the moon.
Really good to
hear.
Well
done to Paddy.
Really good to hear. Congratulations,
Thank
Phil.
you.
Well done. Okay, we mentioned Dave Chisnell against Michael Van Gerwen. Chizzy did play well in that match. Let's show you what happened.